Honorable members, let's start this session. Let's start with a word of prayer. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and county assemblies for the welfare of society and the just government of the people. We beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants, whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our county, and of those whose interest you have committed to our church. Amen. Welcome, honorable members and our candidate for this morning. Allow us to mention the agenda for the day. Honorable members, we have our agenda today is to do vetting of members of the selection panel to the members of County Public Service Board. And we have 5 of them who we are going to vet this morning. Honorable members, let me request because we are going to vet Alan Kiplakat Mitei, we are going to vet Alan is the nominee for chairperson. Abiba Chebet Tomno, member. Enid Chebiakon Kipruto, member. Luke Adoket Lapan, member. And Kipkuru Kimosop, member. Members, let me request one member to propose the agenda, another to confirm for us the agenda. Honorable Kimosop proposes the agenda. Honorable Lau seconds the agenda. Members, now that we are properly seated, let me give you a background of the reasons why we are here this morning. Good morning, honorable members. It's my pleasure to welcome you to this important session convened for the vetting of nominees proposed for appointment to the selection panel that will undertake the vetting of nominees for appointment to the County Public Service Board as provided for in Standing Orders number 190, paragraph 4, which states that the Committee on Appointment shall consider for approval by the House all appointments under Article 179, Section 2 of the Constitution. Honorable members, His Excellency the Governor, via a letter dated 9th February 2026, forwarded the following nominees for the appointment to selection panel responsible for recruitment of the chairperson and secretary CEO to the members of the Public Service Board. Alan Kibet Mitei, chairperson. Abiba Chebet Tomno, member. Enid Chebekon Kipruto, member. Luke Adoket Klapan, member. Kipkuru Kimosop, member. Honorable members, it's imperative to know that the process of approval hearings at the county level is specifically provided for in the Public Appointments County Assemblies Approval Act 2017, which establishes the procedure through which the county assemblies should consider and approve nominees for public office. The Act requires the approval hearings to be conducted transparently, and that's why we are airing this one live, that nominees be accorded a fair opportunity to respond to questions, and that the public be given an opportunity to participate in the process through submission of memoranda. Honorable members, as you are all aware, we placed this in the newspapers. We have invited members of the public to write any memorandums or affidavit or any submission, and we will be informed as we proceed whether we have any. Additionally, the vetting process must take into consideration the provisions of the County Governments Act 2012, which mandates that a certain public appointments, including those to key county public institutions, are subject to approval by the County Assembly. Honorable members, the County Public Service Board is a critical institution in the governance structure of a county. Its establishment and functions are provided for under Section 57 of the County Government Act, which mandates the board to manage and oversee the county public service. This institution, the process of identifying suitable or members to serve on the board must be conducted with the highest level of transparency, accountability, and professionalism. Honorable members, it's for this reason that the Committee on Appointment has initiated a structured and credible vetting mechanism to ensure that the vetting process meets the required threshold. Honorable members, today's exercise is therefore an important preliminary step in ensuring that the individuals entrusted with the responsibility of vetting or nominating the CPSP nominees possess the necessary competence, integrity, and independence to undertake this task effectively. Honorable members, I therefore urge all the stakeholders involved in undertaking this exercise to be guided by constitutional principles of leadership and integrity provided for under Chapter 6 of the Constitution, as well as values and principles of public service outlined in Article 10 of the Constitution and Article 232 of the Constitution. To the nominees appearing before us this morning, I encourage you to approach this process with openness and honesty as the Assembly seeks to establish your suitability to serve on this important panel. Honorable members, the people of this county expect that public institutions are established through processes that uphold merit, integrity, and transparency. It's therefore our responsibility to ensure that the panel constituted today is capable of delivering a credible and lawful vetting process for CPSP nominees. Honorable members, I'm reminded of a theory called the poisonous tree theory. That if the tree is poisonous, then the fruits are poisonous. In this extent, that the people we are going to vet today are like that tree. If they come out well, then we are sure the people who are going to give us as members of County Public Service Board are good members. But if they get it wrong, then it means the nominees will also have an issue. And that's why this process is so important to all of us. With those remarks, I now officially declare this vetting session open and wish the panel fruitful deliberations. Thank you, and let's start the process for the day. Let me allow members to do self-introduction. Let me start with my deputy.
Thank you so much, Speaker, who is also the chairperson of this committee. Good morning, everybody. My name is Honorable Kipruto Kimosop, a member of this committee, the Vetting and Appointments Committee, the Deputy Speaker of Baringo County Assembly, and also an elected member of Mochongoi Ward.
Very well. Thank you, Honorable Kimosop. Let me go to Honorable Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Alawi Kipchumba, member of this Appointments Committee, Lembus Queen, member of County Assembly, and also the Majority Leader of Baringo County Assembly. Welcome.
Let's go to the Deputy Majority Leader as we progress until this other end.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My name is Nixon Lemlem, the member of County Assembly for Marigat, a member of this committee, and also the Deputy Majority Leader. Welcome.
Okay, thank you, Speaker. My name is Shadrach Mailuk, MCA Tangulbe Korosi Ward, a member of this committee.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Honorable Ayub Kibet, MCA Waiwalel Chapchap Ward.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My name is Julia Gumbelel, member to this committee. Thank you.
Thank you, the Chair. I'm Paul Olgisoi, MCM Gutani Ward, Deputy Minority Leader, and a member of this committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Venaline Jarov, Chairperson Implementation Committee, and a member of this committee.
Very well. Thank you, honorable members. We have apologies from Honorable Daniel Tuwit, who could be with us this morning, but is engaged in other activities. Let me give to our clerk to introduce the members of staff as we proceed.
Thank you very much, Chair and members. Good morning. My name is Winnie Chemasa, the clerk, Baringo County Assembly, and also the secretary to this committee. So, Chair, allow me to introduce the members of staff. At the far end, we have our sergeant at arms. We have Tuikong. Probably when I mention your name, just raise your hand. We have Tuikong, who is the head of communication. We have Tekeiwa Henry, who is the head of research. We have Madam Lulu Chochoi. She's the head of human resource. We have ICT, Chris Limo. From this other end, we have Betty Toroitich, the head of legal. We have the principal clerk, Renson Kachike, and the cameraman we have here, Karanja. Thank you very much, Chair.
Very well. And because some people may be meeting me for the first time, my name is Vincent Kimboy. I'm the Speaker, Baringo County Assembly, the Chairperson, Committee on Appointments, and Chairperson of so many other committees. But for today, I'm the chair of this committee. So let's get to know who is before us this morning. You can tell us who you are and give us a short brief about yourself. So, sorry, let me get to know your name first.
Honorable Speaker, members of the County Assembly, staff led by the clerk of the County Assembly. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Jay, as you've heard. And thank you so much for having me here for vetting today.
We expected Alan Kiplagat Mitei. I know that you are the same person or your own Alan Mitei.
The same person, Alan Kiplagat Mitei.
Okay. Let's have your ID and documents. Sorry. You can just be one of the staff members can assist you. Honorable members, I can confirm that the person, Alan Kiplagat Mitei, the person before us, that's Alan Kiplagat Mitei, corresponds to the person whose credentials were forwarded to us by His Excellency the Governor, and as such, we can proceed to vet him. Clerk, you may administer the oath. Kindly tell us whether you are a Christian or a Muslim or whether you are going to take an oath or you're going to affirm.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I am a Christian.
Okay, then you'll take a note. You may be upstanding.
I, Alan Kiblagat Mitei, do swear that the information that I will give to this committee is the truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
You can sign the oath. Now that you have taken oath, I want to remind you that you are at liberty to only tell us the truth and nothing else. Briefly tell us about yourself.
For my rest of the members of the committee, thank you for the opportunity that you've given us today to be vetted. And for sure, Honorable Speaker, I will say the truth and the plain truth. So I am a student at Moyas in University of Kabarnet, pursuing PhD in business administration and specializing in strategic management. I am the finalist and I'm doing my thesis, and I'm an holder of Master of Business Administration from Egerton University, and I specialized in finance. I also hold a degree of Bachelor of Commerce, and I did accounting option. I am a certified SACCO professional from World Council of Credit Union and also Strathmore University. So, and again, Honorable Speaker, I am coming from Baringo County. I was born in Eldama Ravine, that is Ravine sub-county, and I attended my primary school in a place called Kabiet Primary, and I also did my part of my primary when I was in boarding school in Tenges Boarding Primary School, and I proceeded to Kabarak High School, and I managed to come out with B- in Kabarak. So above all, I am married, blessed with children, and I'm also a devoted Christian. So I feel I am fit for this position because this is what it takes for our country to change in terms of service delivery. Currently, Chair, I am the Chief Executive Officer of Skyline SACCO Society Limited, and where I've served as the Chief Executive Officer for the last 16 years. And I have transformed the institution, of course, with the teamwork, with the team that I work with. And for sure, Chair, when I joined, or when I was given the position of the Chief Executive Officer, I took up the institution with only 6 employees. And with that 6, I have transformed the institution from an asset base of 200 million, and now it's an institution we are talking of over 5 billion asset base, and covering 6 counties. And the institution, or the SACCO, was born in Baringo County, that is specifically in Eldama Ravine. In Baringo alone, we have over 8 branches in Baringo, and others in the rest of the 5 counties. The SACCO has actually transformed from 3 branches from then, and now we are talking of 14 branches, covering Baringo, Nakuru, Elgeyo Marakwet, Uasin Gishu, Trans Nzoia, and we are also in Nakuru. So, based on the skills that I have, I want to believe that I have transformed lives, because you can imagine when I joined, we had only around 4,000 members in the institution. And now we are talking of over 113,000 members. So, and with the same membership, most of them are coming from Baringo, which means that when they joined, they have an objective, and they have actually patronized the savings culture, taking loans prudently, and also prepaying. So it means we have actually transformed, because through loans, they can do developments and other things. So apart from that, Chair, we have actually changed their way of lives. Like in most of the areas within our county, we practice farming. And over time, members actually were not banking their cash and cash equivalent. In fact, they were living from hand to mouth. So, but when we came in, through my leadership and with the assistance of my team, we have made all the farmers in Baringo County and its environment to be banked, from non-banked to banked. So right now, you can even assess their strength in terms of ability to pay their loans. And we are able to give them capacity to even grow. So, Chair, I am someone who is highly dedicated to work.
Thank you, Alan. Perhaps you can, are you a member of any professional body?
Not really.
Okay, thank you. Now tell me, you are the CEO of Skyline Sacco. You have grown the Sacco from asset base of 200 million to 5 billion. What makes you think you are suited for the position of a chairperson of a selection panel?
Thank you, Chair. I am so passionate to work. And given the opportunity, I know I can manage very well. I'm also a professional person with a lot of experience in terms of leadership, cohesion, bringing cohesion among the team, and Chair, not forgetting the level of integrity that I have, because the assignment before me today is actually all to do with professionalism and integrity. So I want to believe that given the opportunity, I will give my best. And Chair, this is not my first time to do this. I was lucky to be given this an opportunity which is like this, to actually hire or recruit the board to Chemwasusu Water. And Chair, there is actually right now diversity and inclusivity in that board. And for sure, you can see the transformation which is happening now in Chemwasusu Water.
Thank you. And as you also handle this one, now tell me, how will you, or how did you utilize your experience as a CEO of Skyline Sacco? How did you utilize your experience as the CEO to enhance the previous role? You're also the chairperson of the previous board, and now tell us how you are going to use that experience in selecting this new panel. And the second issue would be, we have had successful CEOs, and who comes to Polika Pikade comes to my mind. He was a successful CEO, and he was appointed a DG for Nairobi County. And along the way, because of pressures of public service, he threw the towel. I don't know, are you prepared for the task ahead of you? Because these are political. Remember, we have so many applicants in Baringo who would want to be a member of the service board. And all of them will be coming to you. Are you prepared to take the ship to safe docking, or you will leave us midway?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker and the rest of the committee. I want to assure this committee through the speaker that I am up to the task, because the experience I have is huge in terms of leadership. So the position I hold as a CEO is so equally highly political. And you can imagine, Speaker, balancing politics and economy. And I've done that for over 16 years. So
Thank you, thank you. You have answered me. Now, because I can see I have so many requests from members, I have a request here from Honorable Olkisoi, who wants to go first. Then Honorable Lemlem. Honorable Olkisoi.
Thank you, Chair. Alan Mitei, you told us that you are a CEO, and again you have served previously in the position that you are seeking today. Previously in a similar, not in the same, but similar. Now, can you tell us, in your own view, what qualities should a person possess to serve effectively on a public recruitment panel? The qualities. Thank you, Chair.
thank you very much, Honorable Member. Yes, I have experience on the same, as I had said. And members, you know, this position actually has got an impact to the county government and service in general to the county citizens. So the most important thing for this person who is seated and doing that work is that he should be a person of high integrity. He should also, because I am talking of high integrity, because we can be, if you are not of high integrity, someone can even bribe you. So we should uphold high level of integrity. Secondly, it should be someone with experience like me, because I've dealt with human resource for a very long time. For an institution to grow, you must actually know how to balance motivation. You have to train them, you have to coach them. So we need someone who knows what he's supposed to do.
I think you have answered that, Honorable Olkisoi. Do you have another fact? Honorable Emblem.
Thank you very much, Chair. Welcome, Alan. From your CV and your education background, I can say you are fairly educated, highly educated indeed. Doing your final, doing your thesis now as a PhD student. I know that journey. I've also gone to that level, and I know. So I want to understand, with that 16 years of experience in Skyline, that experience of moving up 200 million to 5 billion, moving up the branches, that you started with 3 branches to now 14 branches. So what is the relevance of all this education that you have, the experience, your qualification, in relation to the selection panel that now you are being nominated to?
Thank you very much. I want to assure you, members, through the Honorable Speaker, through the education background that I have is highly skewed to finance. But within the transcripts, we do much on human resource management, because the basis of business, the main resource for any business to thrive is human resource. So we are not only dealing with cash and cash equivalent and other strategies, but we also do much on HR and HR management. So I believe intertwined with the experience that I have managing human resource to that level, because right now I manage over 122 members of staff, and for sure, with the experience I have and the small knowledge I have in my academics, I think I can manage this.
Oh, so thank you, Alan. That is managing the human resource. So that experience, because this other one is purely a selection panel. Do you participate in selecting have you ever participated in recruitment process? You might be a manager, but you have never been in the panel of selecting the people you work with. So how will you marry this?
Thank you, Honorable Chair and members of the County Assembly. Today, I am an interviewee, and in most of the cases, I normally sit as the chair for interviews in Skyline. So, so I have enough experience on how to look for the right person to take up any responsibility, whether in the county level or at that level where I sit.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Very well. And as you also answer that, remember you are supposed to interview some people. Some of them will be professors, others will be politicians. I don't know whether you're prepared for the task ahead of you. You will let me give to Honorable Mailuk, then the DS. In the course of your conversation, you can also answer that.
Honorable Chair, thank you so much for that.
Just wait for the question from Honorable Mailuk, so that when you're answering, you can also combine with that.
Okay, thank you, Chairman. Welcome, Alan. My question goes to on this side of skills. What are the skills that are needed? What kind of skills are needed for effective problem solving for this selection panel that you are going to be in if you succeed?
Thank you very much, member, through the Honorable Chair. I want to assure this team that I am aware that the position I'm eyeing for will have a lot of interferences on political issues, and also I may have people who are highly learned and they have a lot of ego at some point. So, Chair, the strategy I'm going to use is actually to stick on professionalism. I will have to exercise high level of professionalism and also the expertise or the experience that I have in dealing with such. Then again, I should be a person of high integrity and have a lot of, use a lot of confidentiality in terms of management of the recruitment process. So be sure, Chair, that at the end of the day, I will not have enemies and we'll have the best leaders in this county service board.
Thank you, Honorable Kimoso.
I think, Madam Chair, there is a question that he has posed and I have not cleared. The skills that we are looking for in these board members. One of the critical skills, you should be a good team player, because you cannot work alone. In all the assignments, you cannot work alone. So one of the critical things is that he should be a team player. Then, secondly, he should be actually experienced. He should have experience on such matters on management. So, among others, they should also be a listener. They should be listening, because there might be an uproar from the public on the processes and their comments here and there. So the members should be actually listening to the public on what is happening and trying to investigate without hurry on what is actually not satisfying to them, so that we have the best and we bring harmony and unity in our communities. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Alan, so far the presentation is great. And
Honorable Kimbasov, are you do you have conflict of interest? I think you should declare whether you have an interest.
I'm actually impressed. But either way, you know, Alan, that the process of recruitment is also governed by our constitution and the legal framework, and there are laws that guide that process. And specifically for us as a county government, we have what guides us and what is expected legally in selecting or appointing people to the public service. What is your knowledge of the legal framework before I become specific?
Thank you, Honorable Member. Through the chair, Speaker, sir. I am aware that there are principles on guiding recruitment of a public officer. And I will be highly guided by Article 10 and Article 232 of the Constitution of Kenya, whereby we need to work on diversity, we need to work on inclusivity, we need to work on equality and giving each and everyone equal chance to participate and even to work on this journey. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, he has gone to the very specific, because I was going to ask you specifically Article 65, or Article 65 of the County Government Act, exactly what is expected of you. You have partly answered, but I expect more.
There is also an element of integrity. We should actually look for people who they can take, or whom they can take the image of our county to another level. Because if we have the right people, actually we can have a better county government. I can add by saying, if you want a place to be green, what should you do? You have to water. So this process actually is a process of watering our county through the right process, so that we have the right people in place and we will have the right service. We will actually grow as a county. Thank you very much.
Okay, I think the final one, Alan, is maybe a comment on marginalized groups in this county. Just a general comment. Your general knowledge on that.
Okay, my general comment is that our county is highly diversified. It's a county of diversity. We have the minority. That means we have Nubians, we have Iljamus, we have Pokot, we have also the disabled, we have youth, we have women. So actually, if given the opportunity, I'm going to balance all those and to make sure we have the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm done.
Very well, Honorable DS. And because of time, let me ask the following members to ask their questions in batches of twos. I'll ask Julia to ask, and Lawi, I'll combine the two of you, then you'll answer the questions thereafter. Julia, you may proceed first.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to ask you this question. If this committee approves your nomination as the chairperson selection panel during the process of recruitment, two panel members disagree strongly on a candidate's score, how will you sort out the disagreement?
Honorable Lawi.
Okay, thank you, Chair. I don't know if you will allow me to, I'm not drumming any support, Chair, but I would like to echo or second that for real, the said Committee has actually done a lot in Skyline. As a member from Eldama Ravine, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to say that all what he's saying about Skyline is the truth and nothing but the truth only, Speaker. It is the only bank in Baringo that can give a loan of up to 50 million to an individual. Mr. Speaker, as I go to my question, Mr. Mite, assuming that this committee approves you to the said position of selection panel chair, how will you handle a situation where a candidate who is coming for interview is a person known to you or even your relative?
Thank you.
Okay, Chair, the last question is, what is the role actually of this selection panel? Do you actually know what this panel does? What is its role? Thank you, Chair.
Majority Leader, I can see you are prepared to. It seems because I can see you have already gone and asked him what's the role of the selection panel. So in your hand, you already know that he's going to be the chair. Proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. And thank you for those comments, Majority Leader. Thank you very much for that. I really appreciate. Now, if there is a disagreement in the selection panel, and or if the candidates ties, because that also causes disagreement. So the only thing that we will bring in maybe an element of age. There is also an element of experience. If there is an experience of one person which is skewing towards HR and HR management, I think stands a better chance to be given that position more than the rest of the candidates who tied. Then when we come to the issue whereby I realize that maybe among the candidates I have a relative. This can also be my wife. So immediately, Chair, I will recuse myself from deliberations of that person. And this doesn't apply only to the chair, but even to the rest of the nominees or to the rest of the committee. And for sure, we will actually do the best work in that recruitment process. Now, our majority leaders guess that for sure I should be given the chair's position. If given this position, yeah, I want to believe that the vacancy was identified to be there. Also believe approvals were done accordingly. Then it was also the duty of the, I think, previous service board to advertise the positions, which has been done. So if the applications are there, I will start by doing what we call shortlisting. Shortlisting of these candidates using a standardized criteria. We'll have a standard way of doing it, and we will far much based on the advertisement. What were the qualifications that were required during the advertisements, and all other areas that were required to have had with the nominee. So from now, that point of shortlisting, we will call the shortlisted candidates for the interview, which I am going to chair. Yeah, and be confident in me. I'm going to chair it. And we will actually do all what it takes to have the best from there. So we will call them for the interview. We will have a structured interview questions and more so skewed to actually the kind of the work that is ahead of them and general other items. So we'll do the interviews. Then after the interviews, we will rank them, and before ranking them, we'll do the background checks for these people because we'll have a lot to do.
I think I'm satisfied.
Thank you very much.
Very well, majority. I'll want to request the legal officer to check for us section 58A of the County Government Act. You can send us an extract of the same. I'll be doing a follow-up question on the same. And finally, let me ask Honorable Fenalin and Honorable Ayub to ask. I can see you do have a question. Let me start with Fenalin, then we go to Ayub.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have only one question for you, Alan. If this committee approves your nomination as the chairperson of the county public service board selection panel, during the process of recruitment, you want to invite individual shortlisted as board member of the interview. What factors would you consider before choosing the channel of communication?
Thank you, member, through the chair. The chair. First of all, we must actually know the target group or the target people. If they are highly educated and professionals, we will do emails and support with the formal physical communication letters. And in line with that, we may also add on reminders through the phone calls to inform that they have been selected for the interviews. They were successful. So they have so many, we will make sure that they get the right information within the right time so that we save on time and we minimize complaints. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Through the chair, Mr. Allen, I want to ask you a simple question. What could be the problem if you realize that during when you are planning to have a meeting as a chair, a panel planning meeting as a chair, and you realize that your members are raising some issues which had been discussed and maybe dispensed in your previous meeting, what could be the cause? Can I repeat?
Yeah, I've gotten. Thank you very much.
Okay.
There can be so many causes. One of the critical causes and majorly in management is communication barriers. When there is lack of proper, transparent communication, there can be issues. Then the other issue can be political. And as I have said, political issues will be handled professionally with high level of integrity. So for sure, if we are actually transparent and communicating as required all the time, and even keeping documentations, there will be no issues. Then again, if we avoid issues of personal interest, then such issues will not arise. Because if the members brings their personal interest to these processes, then there can be wrangles here and there. So immediately when we assume office, I think one thing that we have to do is to declare conflicts of interest, if any, before starting any process, so that we actually seal all the loopholes and to make sure the process is very smooth. Thank you very much.
Very well, very well. Thank you. I can see from my gadget here, I don't see any other question from members. Unless there's a follow-up question. Since there's none, legal officer, did you get section 58A? You can read for us 58A. Give her the microphone.
Thank you, the Honorable Chair and the members to the Committee on Appointments. Section 58A of the County Governments Act indicates the nomination of Committee for appointment of members of the County Public Service Board, the selection committee. And then Section 1, whenever a vacancy arises in the membership of a County Public Service Board, the governor shall constitute a selection panel for the purpose of selecting suitable candidates for appointment. Section 2, the selection panel shall consist of A, a chairperson nominated by the governor, B, one person nominated by the County Public Service Board, C, one person nominated by the County Assembly, and one person nominated by the relevant professional body. 3, the selection panel shall within 14 days of its constitution invite applications from qualified persons, consider the applications, shortlist qualified applicants, conduct interviews, and forward the names of the shortlisted candidates to the governor. Section 4.
I want you to repeat that section.
Section 3.
Yes.
The selection panel shall, within 14 days of its constitution, invite applications from qualified persons, consider the applications, shortlist qualified applicants, conduct interviews, and forward the names of the shortlisted candidates to the governor.
Honorable, Alan, I think you have had that section. I think you seem to have read the previous act, because the act says within 14 days you should invite applications. So it's the responsibility of the selection panel to invite applications. I think that's where I want you to, when you're moving away from here, so that you don't start a process from somewhere else where somebody else has done it. The people of Baringo entrusted this house to fed you. And now since you have given you the responsibility, we don't want you again to delegate the responsibility to a different body. The act says you have to invite applications. I know there's some advertisement somewhere and so many other things, but we want you to do the right thing if you are successful.
Maybe, Mr. Speaker, I think I think even for the sake of the public and even for our sake, because from where we sit, actually we know that applications were made, advertisement was made, applications were made, and that what the selection panel are now expected to do is to begin from shortlisting. So from now, what the legal officer has read, it means that entire process is a nullity. Is that the impression? Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I think Alan Mitei scored an impressive A in mathematics. So when I look at him, there is a question usually in maths that we say, complete the following equation. So maybe he is completing the equation when he is answering us, so that the process has started, so he's going to complete the equation. So I think I'm impressed with your answer, but legally, let us go to the process. Thank you.
Very well. Mine is just to remind you that as an assembly, ours is only to follow the law. And we would request you that if you are successful, if this committee approves your appointment, then we expect you to go back to the law. Go back to the law, because we'll hold you personally responsible. Because you are going to use public resources, and you remember you are not an independent body. If you read the objects of Section 58A, one of the reasons why Section 58A was introduced was to ensure that there's transparency, and number two, to give the county independent people who will assist in recruitment. So we want you to start the independence from the point of recruitment. We wish you the very best. If this committee finds favor, then we look forward to receiving your product in the long run. Thank you. You may hand over, unless you have a final remarks.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and the rest of the members. I just want to thank you so much for listening at me, and even for the deliberations. I want to promise you, the chair and the honorable members, that the process that I'm going to oversee as the chair will be highly transparent, highly objective, with a lot of integrity and professionalism, and we look for the best candidates who are going to run this county of ours. So bank on me. I will only need your support as a county assembly. Whenever I reach out to you for actually consultations, Chair, don't hesitate to give me a few tips. Thank you very much, and may God bless you.
We want to confirm to you that we'll extend the support. If there's any person in this county who would want to interfere with your work, please feel free to contact the county assembly, and we'll ensure that you get the independence that you deserve. Let me have your ID and documents. Honorable members, I can confirm that the person proposed by His Excellency the Governor, Abiba Jebetomno, is the same person who is appearing before us. Clerk, you may administer an oath. Sorry, kindly confirm to us whether you are a Christian or a Muslim, and whether you will take an oath or you will affirm.
I am a Muslim.
Okay. Are you affirming or you are taking an oath?
I can take an oath or affirm.
It has to be one. You either
Take
take
an
an
oath.
Okay. So the clerk will assist you. Kindly be upstanding.
I, Habiba Chebet Tomno, do swear that the information that I will give to this committee is the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
You can sign the oath. Very well. The candidate having taken an oath, I now want to request my members to do self-introduction so that you may proceed. Let me start with my deputy. Let me give to
So I'm on record now. So I can repeat myself. Okay. Now I'll start where I started. Good afternoon, Abiba.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Honorable Kibruta Kumoso, a member of this committee, the Vetting and Appointments Committee, and also the Deputy Speaker of Baringo County Assembly, and a member of the County Assembly representing the people of Mochongoi Ward.
Thank you. Let me give to Majority Leader, then the Deputy Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon, Madam Abiba.
Good afternoon to
My
you.
name is Alawi Kipchumba Talam, MCA representing Lembus Queen Ward, member of this committee, Appointments Committee, and also the Majority Leader of Baringo County Assembly. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Good afternoon, Abiba.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Nixon Lemlem, the member of County Assembly for Marigat, representing the people of Marigat, including Abiba. I'm a member of this committee and also the Deputy Majority Leader. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker, and Shadrach Mailuk, MCA Tangube Korosi Ward, member of this committee.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good afternoon, Abiba.
Good afternoon.
My name is Honorable Kibet, area MCA representing Ewadel Chapchap Ward, and also a member to this committee.
Good afternoon, Abiba.
Good afternoon to you.
My name is Venaline Jerob, Chairperson Implementation Committee and a member of this committee.
Good afternoon, Abiba.
Good afternoon.
Paul Olgisoi, MCA Mugutani Ward, a member of this committee.
Good afternoon, Abiba.
Good afternoon.
Julia Kumbelel, member to this committee, nominated MCA.
Very well. Let me also invite the clerk to introduce herself and the members of staff.
Thank you very much, Chair and members. My name is Winnie Chemasa, the clerk of Baringo County Assembly, and also the secretary to this committee. So, Chair, allow me to introduce the members of staff. At the farthest end, we have Tuikon Kiprotich, who is the head of communication. We have Frida, the sergeant at arms. We have Lulu Chochoi, the head of HR. We have Tekeiwa Henry, head of research. We have Chris Limo, the ICT officer. We have Madam Betty Toroitich, the head of legal. We have Renson Kachike, the principal clerk. And finally, we have the cameraman or the Hansard person. We have Karanja. Maybe you can raise your hand so that people can see. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you. My name is Vincent Kimboy. I'm the Speaker of Baringo County Assembly, Chairperson, County Assembly Service Board of Baringo, and also the Chair of the Committee on Appointments and Chair of so many other committees. But for today, I'm here in my capacity as the Chair of the Committee on Appointments. Abiba, kindly tell us about yourself.
My name is Habiba Chebet Tomno. I'm 37 years old. I have 14 years of working experience in administration, operations management, customer service, staff employment, recruitment, and supervision. My education background, I have diploma in business administration. I did some short courses in secretarial, which is business English 1, and office practice 1. I was born in Eldama Ravine, sub-county, Koibatek ward. Currently, I am a resident of Baringo South. I am working and married in, I'm working and married in Marigat. I'm also a farmer, and I'm a member of a group named Vibrant Dozen, where we help the needy in the society. I did my KCNC at St. Joseph's Girls Kipsaina and KCP at Kabimoi Primary School. Thank you.
Very well, very well. So currently, where are you working at the moment?
I'm working with telecommunication sector, Safaricom. I'm an administrator for Adila.
Okay. Very well. Thank you. Let me give to, I can see, I have a request from Fernalyn and Honorable Julia. The two of them can ask their questions, then you can respond thereafter.
My question is, what makes you think that you are suitable for this position?
Based with...
Let the two of them ask questions so that you can.
Abiba, my question is, what is the role of the selection panel members?
For the first question, based on my experience, I think I am in a position to select the suitable candidate for this position, and also based on the same experience, based on my passion, I think I want to make a change or history in selecting being part in selecting the suitable candidate.
The second question from Honorable Julia.
The second question about my role. I think we will be part of advertising the job, and then long listing, and then shortlisting, and then we'll also be part in conducting the interviews. That is, if I'll be given the position, and then presenting the suitable candidate for appointment.
Thank you. I also have a request from Honorable Lawi. and Honorable Kimosop. Maybe we can take the two sets so that you can answer together.
Thank you, Chair. I can see Honorable Kimasab is not ready. Madam Abiba, I had heard you mention of your academic qualifications. Yes. But for the purpose of record, I'd like to ask, what are your academic professional qualifications? Also, patient, what motivated you to accept the nomination to serve in the selection panel of recruitment in County Public Service Board members? Thank you.
I want you to kindly come up again with the first question.
The first question is, what are your academic qualifications?
Okay. I have a diploma in...
Just hold on. Let's take the two sets of questions.
You cannot, so that you cannot answer all of them.
Yes.
You can just note and then...
Honorable Kimoso.
Then the second question was, what motivated you to accept the nomination?
Yes, Madam Apipa, my first question is, what are the legal instruments that will guide the operations of the selection panel? Yeah, the legal instruments. In every arrangement, in every institution, in every undertaking in this country, it has to be within the laws of Kenya. So what are the legal frameworks that will guide your operations? And then number two, what are the challenges that have been hindering fair recruitment in Kenya? What are the challenges that I know we all know that what you would be doing is to deliver the public service board to this great county, and their work there to help us in managing public service. And we all know generally what is happening in Kenya. In your own opinion, what are the challenges that have been hindering a fair recruitment process in this country? I think those are my questions, Chairman. Maybe finally, just to jog your memory, you come from Baringo South. How many wards do we have in Baringo South? And can you name them one by one?
What that we have in Baringo South? What that we have in Baringo South?
The wards that we have, of course, you know we have wards in Baringo, but I'm specific on Baringo South. How many wards do we have?
Okay.
And if you could name them one by one, just to...
I might not know all, but I know a few. Marigat, Mochongoi, Makutani, Ward, Ilchamus, not Ilchamus, sorry, Ilchamus.
Yes.
And then Koryama. I just know Marigat.
Actually, let me help you.
You have done it.
You have done well. You have done very well, because we only have 4 words, and you have mentioned all the 4. Maybe the other one is a suggestion to increase.
Very well. You may now answer the questions.
Okay, thank you. My academic qualification, I have a diploma in business administration.
Okay.
Okay. What motivated me? I've already explained about my academic qualification. I have a diploma, but from my diploma, I have grown, and I have been placed in a role where probably it would have taken somebody who has a degree. So in what motivated me, I like taking new challenges. I like to just challenge myself and taking up new roles. I think I've answered.
Okay, thank you.
The question for Mheshimiwa about the legal undertaking. Personally, I would say for you to undertake anything, any recruitment or undertake any procedure of hiring people, to my understanding, you must be a leader who is transparent and honest. And also, you must not be a leader who will have conflict of interest. And you should be fair and not biased.
Do you know any legal instruments, like which laws of Kenya will guide you in this process?
I think chapter 6 of our constitution.
Very well. Any other?
I won't lie.
Okay, sir. A few finals the questions, or you still have another one?
The legal framework. Is it the question about the legal framework? I would just ask him to come up again. I think I didn't put it.
No, I think you have answered that.
I've answered
that.
So the last question about challenges.
Yes, the last question about challenges.
Could Mheshimiwa just come up again? Kindly.
I think I just asked what have been the challenges that that face the recruitment process in Kenya. Some of the challenges.
Yes. One would still be conflict of interest, and another one is political interference.
You have answered well.
Thank you. Now let me give to, I can see I have Honorable Lemlem and Honorable Mailuk. I hope yours will be brief, Lemlem and Mailuk.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. In asking Abiba a question, I will only have a very simple question for her. But Honorable Speaker, I need to declare my interest that Abiba is comes from my ward, and she's one of those business people who sends herself. It's like it's a go-getter, and I'm proud to have seen her being part of this team who are being interviewed for the position. Abiba,
So are you disqualifying yourself from this committee?
No, I'm just happy and proud for her having made this far.
Okay.
Yeah. Abiba, during the selection process, you shall consider a regional balance, something that has been a major consideration, especially for political reasons and also inclusivity. So, in the process of considering that regional balance, there are sub-counties in Baringo. How many sub-counties are there in Baringo? And may you kindly enumerate, if you will be successful to be in the panel, that consideration for the sub-counties is a critical component that will form part of the public service members. So, being a resident of Baringo, you are born in Eldama Ravine, and now you are in Baringo South. Can you enumerate the 9 sub-counties of Baringo?
Lemlem, you are not fair. Team sharpness. Let me give to Honorable Mailuk.
Okay, thank you, Chairman. I have one question, Abiba. What are the key principles that should guide the recruitment process for County Public Service Board? Key principles that should guide in recruitment process of the County Public Service Board.
Can go ahead.
Proceed.
Let me start with the second question. The key principle for any recruitment would be inclusivity, where you need to include people living with a disability, women, not gender, people living with a disability, gender, youths, and the minorities. So that if you just go by that, at least you will have attained the key principle of any recruitment.
Proceed.
To my second question about our beloved Baringo sub-counties, I will start with where I'm currently residing. Baringo South, we have Eldama Ravine, and we have Eldama Ravine sub-county, we have Baringo North, we have Tiati East and Tiati West, we have Baringo Central, and I don't know if it is upcoming or it's already there, is Makutani. Yeah.
2 more.
Oh, sorry, Mogotio sub-county.
Yes. It's actually, there are 2 now that are remaining.
Did I say Koloa?
Yes.
I think I'm getting one.
Thank you. When you're taking lunch, we'll discuss that. You have done well. Have you finalized all the questions from that end? Very well. Let me give to Honorable Ayub and final Honorable Kisoi to ask any questions if they do have any.
Okay, thank you, Chair. Whenever there is any recruitment process, that is, assuming you'll be appointed or you'll be nominated to this to your committee, what steps will you use to ensure that there is free and fair or competitive process? What steps will you undertake to ensure that fairness and fair competition among who will be the applicants during your recruitment?
You got the question?
You may, kindly.
Okay.
I don't want to answer something which is
okay.
out of context.
It's very simple. I want to ask that what steps will you follow to ensure that there is free and fair and competitive recruitment process whenever there is a recruitment?
Personally, the steps that I will take.
But let's wait for the last final Honorable Kisoi.
Thank you, Chair. I think I'm happy that you are able to recognize that we have new sub-counties and you're able to enumerate them.
Thank you.
Now, if this committee approves your nomination as a selection panel member, you want to communicate to the secretariat of the selection panel. What factors do you consider before choosing the channel of communication? What factors would you consider before choosing the channel of communication? Secondly, what factors inhibit communication in public service? Thank you.
Abiba, you may proceed.
About the question, competitive recruitment process, I will still say I will need to not involve myself with any conflict. If given a chance, that is, I will need to stay away from conflict of interest. I need to be fair. I need to be also honest. And the nominees will have applied for the job. Factors that I will consider. It depends how the communication is. So first you identify the communication, how urgent it is, or if it is not urgent. If it is more urgent, you can use phone call. And if it is all communication equally, they are important. So you will either choose, if it is more urgent, you'll choose call. If it is not, choose emails. And then also depending on the communication, the privacy of the communication, you have to choose a suitable communication. And to my understanding also, it depends with who you are interviewing. If it is somebody illiterate or the people that you will have at that time, considering this position that we're going to nominate or vet, this way to the best channel to use our communication will be on email, which will still be on record unlike calls.
Very well. Do you still have another question or you have answered all?
There was the last question about factors that will inhibit. To my understanding, it is the challenges probably that we will face, or to my understanding. So there are so many factors in that also. Probably time and a political interference, if I may say, because that is the biggest inhibitants when it comes to any recruitment or even a conflict of interest.
Very well. You have answered. Now, my final question would be, members, do you have anybody who has a question for her? Follow-up question? My final question would be, have you had an opportunity to work in the public service or to be involved in recruitment of senior members of staff in an organization?
No, in my experience, I've been on private sectors and not in senior positions. I've not interviewed any senior positions.
Okay. Thank you. And perhaps whether you can have any final remarks before we release you.
First, I would just want to say thank you to everyone who is here. And I would still say, based on my strength, I have identified myself as somebody who is a go-getter. Based also on my religion, I am honest, and I have all the qualifications and the ability to identify the most suitable candidate for Baringo. And I also want to be part of this successful history.
Very well. And final question. I know, sorry for taking you back. I've just remembered. How many major communities do you have in Kenya and the minorities, not in Kenya, in Baringo? And how are you going to ensure that all these communities are catered for?
The major communities in Kenya, I think it is there.
In Baringo,
in Baringo.
In Baringo County.
Oh, in Baringo, it is the Kalenjins. Major is the Kalenjins, and the minorities is the El Chamus, and also the Indorois.
Very well. Thank you. We wish you the very best. Once this committee will sit and find favor, we want to request you that you exercise a lot of decisional independence in the work you are going to be given. So much is expected from you and from the committee. We wish you the very best. You may be escorted with the sergeant at times, or can hand over the documents to her.
Thank you, and have a very blessed day.
You too. Kind let's know your name.
My name is Enid Kipruto.
Very well. Let's have your documents. His Excellency has nominated somebody called Enid Chebiakon Kipruto. And you said you are Enid Kipruto. So are you the same person? Or?
I'm the same person.
Very well.
Yes.
Enid, now welcome to this committee. I can confirm that you are Enid Chebiakon Kipruto. Let me request the clerk to administer an oath or affirm. Are you a Christian or Muslim?
I'm a Christian.
Okay. Are you going to take an oath or you're going to affirm?
I will take an oath.
Very well. Clerk, you may administer the oath.
I, Enid Jepiakon Kipruto, do swear that the information that I will give to this committee is the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Thank you.
You may sign. Very well. Now that we are through the members, let me give clerk.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, everyone. We are Frida Chelagat, the Sergeant at Arms, Chris Limo, from Chris Limo. From the front here, we have the principal clerk, and we have the photographer here.
And also chairperson of County Assembly Service Board. I'm here in my capacity as the chair.
So as I said earlier, I'm Enid Kipruto, Baringo North Constituency, Baringo County, 2001 up to 2010. Secondary education and scored 18. I joined arts, that is geography and CRE. And in the year, so in Laikipia University, they normally course. So in the month of May, in September, BOM teacher, because of the good work I did, I'm teacher. And in the year, I went to Mondoi Junior Secondary to permanent and pensionable. That was last year. An elective seat in Kupet. In the month of July, I started my online campaign. Baringo branch. So I online campaign from July, August, and this year, 2026, 200 high schools in Baringo County, across the Baringo County, I was able to be given to be their leader. So representing young teachers of Baringo below 35 years of geography and CRE. Yes.
Venaline, Julia, and Ayub. Then after their
Yes. I am suitable for
the. You can note the.
So can I answer the question?
No.
My question is, how would you ensure that recruitment is based
Let's wait for the final question.
Foresee in recruiting the county and how will you address
for the job? I am honest. I am fair. I believe in selecting leaders based on merit and also recruitment. So what I will do to ensure the recruitment is not interfered by political interest.
merit rather than political?
So recruitment will be based on merit and not parent and fair. Challenges I foresee in recruitment. Political interference. Yeah. Challenge number 2, transparent. Yeah.
I hope you are satisfied, members. Let me from Honorable Kimasop, Honorable Emlem, and Honorable Mailuk.
Mine will be very specific. Section 58 of the County Governments Act of the board to this committee.
The Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Madam Enid, what is the role of the county?
Enid, in the shortlisted for the County Public Service Board. A conflict of interest. In Baringo Central, what awards does Baringo Central have? Baringo Central.
Committee Service Board, who is appointed and nominated by the county government.
Sorry,
I was saying, county board must have a chairperson. And the county service must have not other members who are also appointed by the county. Another composition is the secretary. Also must be appointed by appointed and nominated by the county government governor. Yes. Service Board. Vetting. The third question. Selection panel. What should I do? Yes, I should declare. Step aside. And the rest should be fair. The best based on the merit. Last question. How many words? Five.
Okay, proceed and tell us the 5.
Can guess?
Yes.
I think I only know.
Do you know when I in Mokotio?
No.
Very well. I think you have tried. Let me give to Honorable.
Yeah, Enid, I have these questions. And thank you because you have tried so far. I have a few or 2 questions to ask you. I just want to read a statement that the active listening plays a key. Careful listener to all stakeholders. Or how will one improve his or her listening? Second question. What factors should be?
You may answer that.
So, is or are listening by making so that the understanding. Number 2, by maybe of some, we have what we also have what we call is speaking or talking. Attention when someone is talking, so maintaining eye contact.
You have answered that. You may go to the next.
Thank you, Chair. I think she has tried what factors will you consider when choosing the channel?
To be considered when choosing a channel, one should look at the audience or the receiver information. Yeah. So the audience, because and most of the are faster to respond to phone calls. You should also consider the purpose of the message. If the message Page.
As a follow-up. This position of selection panel is really like the apex for recruiting and bring on board members of public service board who will oversee recruitment for another 6 years. Regional balance and marginalized groups are categories that are considered as part of every formation. Would you mention the communities in Baringo that are considered to be marginalized and who should form part of this board in future? That is question number one. Number two, youth are considered also youth are considered is also part of considered to be part of an inclusion in every board, in every categorization of formations of government. What is the role of a youth? Perhaps now I've seen you as a youth person, as a young person who have been selected into the selection panel. If you are successful, what will be your role, that specific role as a youth? Thank you.
So the first question was on marginalized community. So I think the marginalized community in Baringo, or
is that microphone working?
Yes.
Proceed.
Yeah. So the marginalized community in Baringo, I think is the Kalenjin. Yes. Is that a question you was asking? The marginalized community in Baringo.
Yes, you asked about the marginalized communities in Baringo.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it is the Kalenjin.
Next.
The next was the role of youth.
If you are not sure, you can just say.
I'm not sure. I'm not
Okay.
sure.
So,
Yeah.
okay. Very well. We can. I can see you holding the microphone.
It's not really a question, but something that I just wanted a clarification from Enid. You have answered most of the questions well, and I was worried that did you prepare yourself well, or you just got some leakages that maybe probably diffused from us somewhere?
No. I prepared myself well.
Members, you are going back and forth. I think let me give to DS. No,
Chair.
Honorable Kisoi, I'm the chair. No, she did well. She did well. She did well. I think she went to Nasakol Girls. She didn't go to. I think that's what you should know. She didn't go to another school in around. She went to Nasakol Girls, and you need to.
Chair, if you may
No,
allow me.
Honorable.
Chair, if you allow me.
Let me give to then, because I think you'll accuse me of not being fair. Let me give to Honorable Bete Lolkisoy, then you. Then we close.
Chair, I wanted to thank you. You know, sometimes going to the tail end of questioning, and then maybe she might be very tired now, because when you are given an opportunity to answer a question last, and then you answer relatively well, but not accurately. So I think you've done us proud, but we need actually to know the extent of your preparation, because when you are short at the end, it indicates to us otherwise. Otherwise, to me, the previous performance up to the last question was a little bit challenging to us as a panel, and we wish that next time we need to take Baringo and study Baringo widely, so that you can learn how Baringo is. Because
Thank you.
I'm 1 year, and I would wish that being a marginalized community and somebody doesn't know where we exist, then I wish.
No, Lolkisoy, don't.
Thank you.
Lolkisoy, I see you came to our defense. Were you a member of Kupet? And are you talking about solidarity power? Don't answer that.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Enid did very well in the questions, and at some point I was looking at her answering the question and say, it's a sterling performance. And that actually invoked the wisdom of asking the question that I asked, which was outside the questions that were meant for this candidate. That's like, and pretty simple question, like knowing marginalized communities, having been a young person who transfers to this county in seeking for votes for Quebec, and also being a youth and not really understanding the role of youth in every category worried me, but nonetheless, Enid has done excellently well.
Honorable Emblem, let me come to the defense of the candidate. Remember, at times, I was doing an interview at one point, and I was asked, who was your mathematics teacher in high school? And for about some 10 or 15 seconds, I was blank. I didn't know. And even the panelists had to ask me, are you sure you went to high school? That's when I remembered, I had Mr. So-and-so as my mathematics teacher. So at times it happens to people that at times you prepare, then in the process you switch off. But I'm sure you give 10 or 15 minutes later, she will answer all the questions properly. So for me, I want to dispel the issue of leakages because you could see she was answering. She was taking time to think through. So thank you, Enid. Unless you have a question for us or your closing remarks, we wish you the very best. The committee will retire. And if you are successful, we wish you the very best that you deliver and be independent in the work ahead of us.
So what I can say, I want to thank all of you for the opportunity. I can say it is not easy. It is not easy. Yeah. So thank you very much. God bless you.
I agree with you. Appearing before 10 honorable members of this house is not an easy thing at your age. Also, consider that you're also young. So we might have harassed you a little bit or intimidated you. I agree with you. Appearing before 10 honorable members of this house is not an easy thing at your age. Also, consider that you're also young. So we might have Then you get to know whether you are
the truth. So the truth. So help me God. The truth. So help.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon.
Of this committee.
MCA, Oyole Chapchap, and a member.
My name is a member of this committee, special elect.
MCM Gutani Ward, and a member of this committee.
Good afternoon.
Julia Gumbelen.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa Julia. Let me give to the clerk to introduction for the members of staff.
The clerk, County Assembly of Baringo, and also as the head of communication. We have of HR. We have Tekeiwa, Chris, Limo, a staff in ICT, Renson Kachike, and finally we have
Vincent Kimboy. I'm the Speaker of Baringo County Assembly and the chair of this committee on appointments. Welcome to this committee. We want to take the shortest time possible. Can you tell us who
the committee and the speaker to the Baringo County Assembly. So, look, Advocate Plapanda's name in full. I went to school in a school called Kambia Sama, Nyanza, where I did my 4 and 6. I did it in Kabarnet High School, which I completed in 19. To Moi University, where I studied information sciences. I graduated in 1993, degree in law. So I'm a lawyer. That's my second degree. I trained in law. Court of Kenya. This is my academic background. In terms of mostly worked in the financial sector and mostly in government institutions. In this case, it's the director in charge of national payment systems. I oversee a number of things that I do. I lead teams. Currently, I've worked in regulatory affairs, in bank supervision, supporting, ensuring compliance with the law requirements by the central bank, by financial institutions, and by other services, including external stakeholders are not part of central bank, because I worked in a number of projects, government institutions, government entities, other government agencies like
between 1994 and this year, you worked in this place between this such and such a time so that we save on time.
Okay, thank you. In 1994, first I started working with World Vision as in charge for about a year. Subsequently, after that, I worked with a telecommunication company where I trained also as a hotel manager with the central bank. So I moved to central bank from 1996.
Thank you. Let me give to, I can see they want to ask some questions. You can be noting them somewhere.
My question, how do you intend to use your experience?
Thank you.
All the letters are pronounceable.
Okay, thank you. University of Kenya. What experience?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chair. So the first, the right skills and experience to really that I can bring to support this board by way of constituting the membership, because that is actually the task that they meet the necessary requirements. That means also I do the things. So I've been I've headed panels, and I've actually been a subject matter expert. So I believe that in the diversity of the skills that will be presented before the panel, I'll be able to utilize my skills that I've acquired and the experience over the years to get the right people for the board. On the question of the how my legal experience will be useful to the board, I believe that legal counsel is very important in terms of ensuring that the compliance to the requisite laws, particularly the legal statutes that are used to constitute this board. That is the County Governments Act, particularly the relevant sections, Section 58, 65, and the requirements of the Constitution in terms of ensuring that we get the right members. So that's where I think my legal profession and legal background will be very useful in terms of getting the right people that meet the right requirements, in terms even meeting the requirements of Chapter 6 as required by law. So I think that will be useful to getting those members that will be the right members that will be able to ensure the success of the county service board. At the technical university, I was actually a chairman of the audit and the risk management committee. So a lot I was advising the chair. So I believe that experience that I acquired, because during that time also as a member of the council, we also participated a lot in terms of recruitment processes. So it gave me a lot of experience, and that during that experience, we interacted with a number of people, very highly qualified professors who are a member of interview panels that I participated. So I believe I can use that experience that I acquired there, not only as a chair of the audit committee, but also a member of the panels that interviews a number of staff, including the chief internal auditor, where I headed the team. I was the chair of the panel that interviewed that chief internal auditor of the TUC that time.
Thank you, thank you. Let me give to Honorable Kimosop, then Julia, and Honorable Ayub Kibet, so they can ask their questions.
Look, mine is actually very specific. Section 59 of the County Government Act 2012, and of course subsequent amendments, enumerates the functions and powers of the County Public Service Board. Kindly share with this committee what are those powers and privileges of the Service Board, County Public Service Board.
Thank you. So
kindly hold on. Let's take 3 sets of questions. Julia, proceed.
Okay. 3B, appointing authority in the selection process. Thank you.
You may proceed to answer the 3.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair. So on the first one, on the requirements of Section 59 of the County Government Act, I think the Act broadly sets out the mandates of the county governments, of the service board, County Government Service Board, as a body corporate that is supposed to be in charge of the human resource for the county government. So it proceeds to highlight some of the requirements in terms of some of its functions, in terms of establishing the offices, appointing people, disciplining them. It sets up all those rules in terms of what the functions of county service board is supposed to do. On the conflict of interest management in the recruitment process, I think this is normally a very common thing that happens because people have interests. There are various people have different interests. But the best way, of course, always to manage conflict of interest is to ensure that you follow the process that has been established. If someone who has an interest, they have to declare that kind of interest so that they do not participate in that kind of process. And also ensure that you adhere to the rules of professionalism, ensure that there's good conduct. The process is by the set law. We go by the rule. Because, for example, if you look at the requirements of Section 65, it sets out very clear the rules to follow. So most of the times, the rules sets us up to follow. When there is a conflict of interest, people have to declare. The last one is about political interference. This is a difficult one because sometimes the appointing authorities are the ones that will want to have some expectation. So the best, of course, is to adhere to the principles of good governance, which are set out in Article 10 of the Constitution, and is also captured as part of the Section 58 of the County Government Act, and also be guided by professionalism, integrity, and the values of the national values of governance. I think that's how I'll answer that.
Thank you. You are doing well. Let me have Honorable Majority Leader and Honorable Lemlem to ask questions.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I would want to ask the nominee the following questions. You may note them so that you will answer all of them. Number one, in order to balance individual perspectives and organizational needs while adhering to the ethical standards and ensuring fairness throughout the selection process, negotiation skills are very important. Kindly, you may enumerate at least 5 negotiation skills for this committee to know. Question number 2, what measures would you take to promote representation of marginalized groups in the recruitment process? And then the last one, what should be done if the public raises concerns about the integrity of the recruitment process?
Let's repeat the last question.
What should be done if the public raises concerns about the integrity of the recruitment process? Thank you.
Majority Leader.
Thank you, Chair. Plan. I think that's the name I've really put it, plan. I know you had said you had told us your professional qualifications, but for record purposes, I'd like you to highlight it, each and every qualification and the relevance in this position you are nominated for. How it will add value to this committee. Thank you. Look, a second. Look.
Advocate.
Look, advocate, plan.
Proceed. I can see I've been given a new name.
So do I proceed?
Proceed.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair. So in order to ensure ethical standards, some of the negotiation skills that are required, of course, one key negotiation skill, of course, is understanding the problem, understanding the issue at hand, because you can't negotiate until you know your position. And then always you push the agenda of the side that you are in terms of ensuring that you ensure that the interests of the party that you represent are well articulated in the negotiation process. Then also involve also negotiation is normally two-way, so there's a lot of communication that is required back and forth. So there's normally you give an offer, the other person will normally give counter offer. Then you discuss, you meet, you establish a middle ground where you can meet. That's normally how negotiation happens in most cases. So in terms of looking at measures that we can put in place, or the panel can put in place, or I can put in place as a person, for more representation in the county. Of course, I know Baringo County is one of the most diverse counties in terms of the population, the people that are there, the diversity of the people, and not only in terms of the even the communities, but even in terms of the diversity in terms of maybe youth, the old, the people with disabilities, and all these people need to be represented in a way. So following the necessary principles that are laid out in our constitution in terms of ensuring that there is inclusivity, there is representation, there is equity, everyone is represented. Then we ensure, of course, that where these people have the necessary skills, then they should be able to be represented in the county service board. About the public racing integrity on the recruitment process, of course, people will always be entitled to their opinions, but we do our best as a team, as a member of our panel. I believe we'll do our best to ensure that we employ the necessary professionalism, the integrity processes. We ensure that we are transparent. We ensure that we are inclusive in the process, to ensure that everybody has gotten what it means. And of course, the process has to be transparent, so that everybody can see that fairness has been done. Because sometimes everything is perception. So, but if you do things transparently, people can be able to say that the process has some bit of integrity. Of course, we avoid things like corruption. We ensure that members are not involved in things like that can attain the integrity by involving themselves some issues that normally raises integrity issues. In terms of relevance of my qualification, I can say that I have a very sound IT background. I'm a very good people's person. I've done a lot of projects. I've done a lot of teamwork. I've done a lot of things. So I believe that my qualification in terms of the training in IT and in law, and even in other courses that I've done in between, including management courses that I've done, has helped me to build sound skills and experience to be able to be useful in this role of being a member of this panel.
Thank you, thank you. Mine would be, as a member of selection panel, let's assume you have done the selection and you have candidates you have selected for, you want to invite for an interview for position of chairperson. What factors will you consider in choosing the channel of communicating to them? And number two, what are the barriers to effective communication?
You go?
That's all.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chair. So the first, of course, I believe that we have established channels of communication that we normally use to communicate when advertising or when inviting people for jobs or for interviews. And the primary one is normally the print media. But of course, increasingly now we've gone to the way of using website. That's a channel of communication. And even nowadays we use text messages, SMS, or institution like the service board can have its own link on a website where they can be able to communicate. People can be able. So those are some of the channels that I believe can be used. Social media, I'm not very firm believer of social media because of the issues that it raises sometimes, because it can be misconstrued. So in terms of the barriers of effective communication, these are quite many. Of course, barriers of communication is sometimes brought about by lack of understanding. If we don't understand each other well, the channels I've used sometimes maybe the wrong channel. That can be a barrier of communication. If people are not able to reach that channel that you use, then that is already a barrier to communication. Then also, attitudes of people can also be a barrier, because if you don't communicate well, then that becomes a problem. People do not get a message that it's being passed along. Another barrier, of course, is noise that happens. Communicating in the wrong environment. Communication has to happen in the correct environment so that people can be able to get that kind of knowledge. If it's something you are passing to students, it has to be in the right place. If it's to people in a forum like this, of course, you have to use the right kind of forums in terms of communicating. Thank you.
I think you have nailed it. Members, unless there's somebody who has a follow-up question, let me do a follow-up question. You are aware of the amendment to County Government Act, the Section 58A, that introduced the selection panel?
Yes, I am.
I'm certain, because you are a lawyer, you must have read that section. What do you think is the role of this panel from start to the end? What will be the role of the selection panel, or where will you start the work from?
Okay. So these panels will start its work as per Section 58. Once the panel is established, then they have a period which they are supposed to advertise the position to advertise, because that is a new process. I know in the old law it was different. So it is in the current requirement, the process begins by establishment of this panel. Then the process of now establishing the recruiting members of the Public Service Board begins, where now they'll advertise, and then they'll do the interviews. From the interviews there, then they will now submit the names to the governor.
Thank you. Okay. Yes. Voilà.
Suppose you discover, once you assume office, that probably the county secretary or the current board or any other organ, any other authority has actually advertised it ahead of you coming to office. Suppose you discover that it had already happened and your work has been simplified because there's already an advert that was placed. Now applicants are there already. What will you do in light of that section of the law that you have just been asked?
Do we still have any other follow-up question on the same? Oh, sorry. I proceed.
Okay. So I believe that if there has been a process that has already proceeded ahead before the formation of the panel, legally it is not sound. That's not the law, as it is, because that's what the law reads currently. Unless there are other provisions which I have not seen in county governments that provides maybe for transitional process where another board exited. But I'm not so sure about that one. The law as reads currently now is what I said.
So it would mean that whatever that has happened is a nullity, and now as a board, you as a panel,
exactly,
you are supposed to run your work.
To me, that is it.
Okay. And the final question would be, these are political. I'll still go back to the political question. You were nominated by His Excellency the Governor. And what happens in a situation where, as a board, you are supposed to be independent, ideally supposed to be independent? How are you going to shield your independence from the executive or from the governor?
I believe the Act provides very clearly the mandate of the panel as an independent board, which is almost like transitional. It's not permanent. So they will do their job and hand over the job to their work to the governor. So it's going to be up to the members themselves to use their own wisdom on how to manage it, because they are empowered by the law. The law provides them that independence. So it's really up to the members and the team led by the chairperson who will be there to ensure that they maintain their own independence to ensure integrity of the process.
Thank you. It's my wish that you maintain the same spirit throughout this process. If you are successful, we have come to the end of this session. Unless you have some questions for us or some remarks, I want to give you an opportunity. Then we wish you the very best as you proceed.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, members of the committee, for giving me the opportunity to appear before you and to listen to my submissions and my interest to support the county government. I'm very passionate about this county's success of this county. I was born and raised here, so it is in my interest, even personally as a person, that we get the best board that can support the county government in order to succeed. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a nice afternoon. And we look forward to working with you in case you become successful.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Chair, and thank you, members.
Yes, Chair.
Now, since we have confirmed that they are the person who has been invited for this interview, let me request the clerk to administer an oath. Are you a Christian, or which faith do you profess?
I'm a Christian, Chairman.
Are you going to swear, or you are going to affirm?
I can swear.
Okay.
Thank you. I keep Kurui. Sorry. Thank you for the guidance. I keep Kurui Kimosop. Do swear that the information that I will give to this committee is the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Very well. Welcome to this panel. Let me allow the members of this committee to introduce themselves.
Good afternoon, Mr. Kimosop.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah. My name is Honorable Kipruto Kimosop, and the chairman. I note that we share the name Kimosop with the panelists, the person before us. But for purposes of conflict of interest, we actually don't come from the same family. We are meeting for the first time. And I think this is a Kimosop from another place, and I'm Kimosop from another place. But I'm happy. I hope we'll protect this brand of Kimosop.
Thank you, sir.
So I'm a member of this committee, Vetting and Appointments Committee. I'm also a member of the County Assembly representing Mochongoi people, and I'm the Deputy Speaker of the Baringo County Assembly.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa.
Very well.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, Mr. Kimosop.
Good afternoon, Mheshimiwa.
My name is Alawi Kipchumba Talam, member representing the Bush Queen Ward, also a member of this Appointments Committee, and the Majority Leader, Baringo County Assembly. Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Nixon Lemlem, the member of County Assembly for Marigat. I'm a member of this committee and also the Deputy Leader of Majority for Baringo County Assembly.
My pleasure. Thank you.
I'm Mailuk Shadrach, MCA Tangulbe Korosi Ward, member of this committee.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Honorable Kibet, member of County Assembly representing Ewalel Chapchap, and a member to this committee.
Thank you, sir.
My name is Venaline Jerob, a member of this committee, special elect.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Kimosop.
Good afternoon, sir.
You're told that this is a brand. It's a brand called Kimosop. I'm Lolgisoi Paul, MCA Mugutani Ward, also Deputy Minority Leader, and a member of this committee. You're welcome.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa.
I'm Julia Kumbelel, member of this committee.
Thank you, madam.
Very well. Let me give to the clerk to introduce herself and the members of staff.
Thank you, Chair. I'm Winnie Chemase, the clerk, Baringo County Assembly, and also the secretary to this committee. Chair, allow me to introduce the members of staff. From the farthest end, we have Tuikong Kiprotich, who is the head of communication. Frida Chelagat, she's the sergeant at arms. Lulu Chochoi, the head of human resource. Tekeiwa Henry, head of research. Chris Limo, ICT officer. In front here we have Betty Toroitich, the head of legal. Renson Kachike, the principal clerk. And finally behind you, we have the photoman, or the photographer, but he works in answer department, all the proceedings, David Karanja. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. And myself, I'm Vincent Kimboy. I'm the Speaker of Baringo County Assembly and the Chairperson Assembly Service Board of Baringo County Assembly and the Chairperson of this Committee on Appointments. Welcome, and allow me to say that we were in school at the same time, but I didn't meet him. Unless we met, but I don't remember, but I don't remember meeting with you in the streets of Lower Kabete or Kabete Pesa.
Thank you, Chairman.
Yes, so kindly tell us, briefly tell us about yourself.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, members. I am a certified public accountant, a member of ISPAC. I'll speak to my post-high school education. I am an holder of Bachelor's of Commerce from the University of Nairobi. I'm also an holder of Masters in Business Administration from the University of Nairobi. I've also pursued a postgraduate diploma in tax administration offered by Kenya School of Revenue Administration. Currently, I'm a student with Open University of Kenya, pursuing my doctorate degree. In terms of my work experience, I've worked with a group of companies in private sector called Sovereign Group. I've rose the rank in the accounting and finance department from an accountant position to currently the group finance manager. I also lecture at this tax school, the Kenya School of Revenue Administration, where I've been lecturing for the last 3 years. In a nutshell, apart from that, in terms of the other roles I hold, I'm a BOM member at Kituro High School. I'm also the chairman to the BOM Kabasis Primary School. Chair, in brief, I submit.
Thank you. And let me give to some, I can see some members are requesting to ask you questions. Let me give to Honorable Julia Kumbelel, and then an Honorable Fenalin, Jerob, and Ayub. You allow the three to ask their questions, then you answer.
How will you contribute to ensure that the panel procedure credible nominee for County Public Service Board membership?
Okay. Mr. Kimosop, what is the relevance of your educational qualification to the position you will be nominated
to?
You may answer now.
Thank you, Chairman. And thank you, members, for the questions. I'll start with the first one on my suitability for the position. Chair, I believe I possess the capacity and capability to hold this position in the selection panel. I've had the exposure and experience, having personally presented my suitability for other positions and attended interviews for positions. I've gained an experience of how to interact during a selection and appointment process. I've also handled selection process for roles where I've worked, where I participated in first from the need assessment, development of JDs, inviting candidates for the roles, evaluating their suitability against the JD, handling the interview process, being part of the panel, and being able to assess the candidates for the suitability, and making recommendations, and of course going through the process of grading candidates, and finally reaching a decision on the choice of the right candidates for the positions which are being considered. So I would say in terms of my role in the selection panel, I fit because I have that experience, I have the exposure, I have the capability and capacity to an evaluation process and ending up at making a decision and delivering the objective which is expected of me and the selection panel chair. Chair, allow me to speak to the second item question on the contribution which I'll make to ensure that we get the credible candidates at the end of the day. Once approved, Chair, I believe we'll have a session with the selection panel where we'll structure a framework on how to progress the process. Once we develop that framework, where of course we'll ensure that the expectation is clear, and we evaluate the candidates who are to be considered based on the yardstick which we'll develop, which will meet the requirements. Of course, we will ensure that we have compliance to the laws. We have the compliance to the County Government Act, the guidance that the candidates who will be considered should meet the threshold or the requirements of the County Government Act from section 58, 59, 57, 58, which guides on who can be the suitable candidates for the County Public Service Board. And of course, then journey through that process, ensure we select the candidates who meet the threshold from the law, and look at their professionalism, look at the integrity, so that at the end of the day we make a decision and arrive at a board which will be able to enhance the efficiency and service delivery to the people of Baringo County. Chair, allow me to speak to the third question as to the relevance of my education to this position. As a certified public accountant, there are qualities and attributes first which are expected of an accountant in terms of integrity, in terms of competence, in terms of confidentiality. And those attributes are required of a member of the selection panel. The aspects of integrity is very paramount, that if, say for example, there's a case of a conflicting situation, then I should be able to then make that declaration of a conflict of interest by way of disclosure. The aspects of confidentiality which I've gained through my professional life, what I come across during this process, I will maintain with the level of confidentiality which is required considering the aspects of the Data Protection Act and all that. In terms of the other educational aspects, I have learned about strategic leadership. And this is a key aspect which we'll be looking out for when we are going through the process of selecting the board. And we'll be looking at ending up with candidates who meet the requirements of having that strategic mind and strategic abilities to then drive the board towards achieving its goals in the sense of the main area of scope in terms of human resource administration.
Thank
Chair,
you, thank you.
Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. Now, let me take the next set of questions from Honorable Kimosop and Honorable Nixon Lemlem.
I'll be very specific. Section 77, subsection 2 of the County Government Act 2012 provides for appeals to the Public Service Commission on issues that have emanated from the county government. What are the issues that can be appealed to the Public Service Commission? So that's a very specific question. And then, secondly, how would the selection panel ensure that the final nominees, in this case, the final nominees of the board, reflect competence and diversity?
Lemlem, proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. If this committee approves your nomination as a member of the selection panel, in the process of recruitment, you shall consider regional balance for Baringo County, which comprises of sub-counties and wards. Briefly, state how many wards are in the former Tiate sub-county and enumerate these wards to this committee. You enumerate the wards that are in the former Tiate sub-county. As you may know, the Tiate sub-county have been subdivided to several other sub-counties. So restrict yourself to the former, the larger Tiate sub-county, enumerating the wards that comprises the sub-county. Thank you.
I think you can simplify it further by saying Tiate constituency.
Exactly.
Yes. Proceed.
Thank you, Chair. Allow me to speak to the second question first on how we'll ensure competence and diversity of the nominees to the board. So first, I'll mention, Chair, that the County Government Act has guided in terms of the threshold of the requirements for the candidates, and of course the expectation that at least we should have candidates who possess at least a minimum of a bachelor's degree. In terms of diversity, of course, there has to be consideration of the special groups, people or with special groups, and also minority being considered. The aspect of the regional balance, the issues of gender have to be considered, so that at the end of the day, the expectation is that then there is both genders having been considered in this selection. So competence, we look at their professional qualifications, their experience, and assessment of the ability to then run the board effectively, as I mentioned. In terms of the constituency Tiati, thank you for challenging my geography knowledge. I think I need to improve on that. But Chair, I have an idea of the region in being in reference. as I said, I may need to revise my geography well, but I believe they're about I may not be very certain in terms of the wards and the names, but this is an area I'll improve on, Chair. Or in terms of the appealable decisions, I believe if there are issues, say, for example, of imbalance in terms of fairness, if there's any unfair treatment, if there's any matter of public interest, that can be appealed to the Public Service Commission. That is the first issue. If there is, so the matters of public interest, any matter which is against the Constitution, or any matter which goes against the County Government Act or the laws, that can be then appealed to the Public Service Commission for consideration. Matters relating to human resource inequity can be appealed to the Public Service Commission for consideration. And maybe just to attempt on this one for Tiati, I believe there is I want to attempt. I don't know. I give it a try. I'll come back to this and I'll respond to it. I'll respond to it.
Okay, let me simplify.
I'll respond.
Let me simplify. You come from Baringo Central.
Yes.
Do you come from Baringo Central?
Yes, Chair.
You can tell us the words in Baringo Central.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you for that consideration. And I'll still, Chair, I'll respond to, before we close the session. We have, of course, where I come from, such a word. We have Tenges. We have a Walel Chep Chep. We have a Kabarnet. We have the lower side, this Soy. Maybe let me get to the name. This is the lower side. The Kabarnet Soy. I believe, and I say, I was very open. I'll work on my geography and I'll address that, Chair.
Thank you, thank you. I understand where it's coming from. That before 2010, we used to have Kabarnet, Mosop, and Soy. So that's where he is. But it's okay. We only have Kabarnet work. Nowadays, Salawa, all the way from Salawa to Kabarnet. Okay. Yes, you can ask that question.
I wanted to, just out of curiosity and with all fairness, because you are the second candidate today that is not able to place the words correctly, even the words of their sub-county. And I'm a little bit curious because you know we are your leaders. What could it be? Is it that there's little impact from the words, or generally you guys are withdrawn from being at home or what it is? But how many wards do we have in Baringo
County? So we have the 6 sub-counties. I believe we have an average of about 6 to so 6 wards. So I would estimate maybe around 36 to 40. But as I've said, on that part, maybe you'll have to forgive me, Chair.
You know, that's you cannot say about 36 to 40. It's a definite answer. It's either we have 36 or we have 40. So, but you need to read our local geography, as you have said, and interact more with us.
Thank you, Chair.
Yes.
I will.
Now, I think let me get the last set of questions from Honorable. Who hasn't asked the question? Honorable Lawi. Then Honorable Lokisoy and Mailuk.
Okay, thank you, Chair. My question is very simple to Mr. Kipkurui. Kimosop. The process of recruitment in service board members requires governance standards, what are some of the mistakes that should be avoided to ensure that the process is credible, independent, and effective?
Thank you, Chair.
Just hold on. Let's wait for Lolkisoy and.
Thank you, Chair. And Kipkurui Kimosop, I would want to ask you a few questions, maybe two. Why is it important that County Public Service Board members be recruited through a transparent process? Two, how would the selection panel ensure adherence to the two-third gender principle? Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. Kimosop, I have 3 questions. One, how do you balance transparency with confidentiality in communication? Number two, how will you ensure that your tone and language remain neutral and non-leading during interviews? How are you going to ensure that your tone and language remain neutral and non-leading during interviews? And lastly, tell us how you will handle confidential information shared during interviews.
You may now you may answer those questions.
Thank you, Chairman. At least this time around, I'm away from the geography-related items. Thank you, Chair. So on the governance standards, the mistakes which may arise and which needs to be dealt with during the process to ensure the governance standards are maintained, so that then the process is credible, it is independent and effective. Number one, I would say first, compliance, ensuring compliance with the laws, ensuring compliance to the laws, so that then the process is guided by the law, so that then some mistakes will be avoided. The issue of declaration of conflict of interest by the selection panel, if there is, so that the process remains credible. The issue is when the selection panel is conflicted in the process, then that can lead to compromise, which then becomes a mistake. From the word go, as I suggested earlier, the yardstick in terms of the qualities of the board members then needs to be established, so that even as the process proceeds, then we know the caliber of candidates to be considered. So we have to get it right from the start in terms of structuring the process and the framework. Independence I mentioned, this could arise because of the conflicting interest, and for the process to be effective, I would say proper planning. In the absence of proper planning, then the process may not be optimal or effective, so to say. Chair, allow me to proceed to the second question on importance of the transparency in the process. This is an expectation from our constitution. This is an expectation from the Constitution of Kenya when it comes to fostering of national values. And this is a legitimate expectation that the process then has to be transparent, so that then we are in adherence with our national values, that every appointment process for holders of public office then should be reflective of the national values. That is how then why the importance of a transparent process. We have to, and of course we would want an equitable process, a fair process, which at the end of the day, the members of public of Baringo County will be satisfied with the outcome. Number 3, how would we ensure adherence to the 2/3 gender rule? First, from the County Government Act, that should be section 5758, there's an expectation that at least ultimately out of this process, the chair and the vice chair, the two should be from opposite gender in the first place, as an expectation. So in a way, we will have attempted to deal with the issue of gender parity. And of course, then we're saying in the process, we have to ensure that at the end of the day, we observe this principle of the 2/3 gender rule. So from the start, how to ensure adherence to this, then from the selection process, we'll ensure that the candidates, we have a mix of both gender. Thank you. Number 4 is on the issue of transparency. I will balance transparency and confidentiality in communication. There has to be a balance. There has to be a balance in how the communication of information in this process, so that at the end of the day, we need to ensure confidentiality is maintained, and at the end of the day, transparency is achieved. So what needs to be communicated? That which will not injure the candidates can be communicated. But any information which is sensitive, any information which can influence or injure the candidates or the process should be withheld, I would say. Chair, the other 2 questions, so the second last question was on the tone and language. Being a student of a class on emotional intelligence, the self-awareness, self-control in terms of how to deal with the language and the tone which are used is very important. So the fact that I'm self-aware, I can self-control, then I'll be able to use a language which is neutral to the candidates. And in terms of avoiding the leading questions, we'll ensure at the preparation stage, we set questions which are not leading in any way. So to deal with that issue, at the point of setting of the questions, we'll ensure and review the questions to ensure that the wording of the questions do not have any inclination to a particular direction, so to say, Chair. Thank you. In terms of the last question, confidential information during the interview. Sorry, maybe I didn't get this last question very well. On the confidential, maybe Chair, if you can assist me on this one.
I said how you will handle confidential information shared during interviews.
Thank you. So, Chair, we are aware of of course, the Data Protection Act. We are aware of the privacy of information. From my end, at a personal level, I will not disclose any information to any other party unless consent is sought or it's legally required, or just based on the exceptions which are there in law. In terms of the documents which will be containing the information, we will ensure that they are properly kept and kept in a place which is not accessible to users who are not supposed to be privy to the information in those records which will be entered into during the process. Chairman, I submit.
Thank you. Do we have any follow-up questions from the members? Or are you all satisfied? I can see members are satisfied. We want to end it at this point, and we want to request you that in case you are successful, we request that you maintain the independence and also continue the transparency that you have in all your communication this afternoon. You have been talking about transparency and integrity, which are key issues that are required. Let me give you an opportunity to ask a question or to make your closing remarks.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, members, for this opportunity. It is an honor and privilege to sit in front of you this afternoon. I had to travel from Nairobi for this important session, and having figured in my mind the need to add value in the process, that at the end of the day, I contribute to selection of a board which will drive delivery of service to the people of Baringo. My contribution, as I said, is to ensure an objective process which will culminate to that expected board. Chair, my takeaway, and maybe to the concern Mheshimiwa Kimosop raised, my namesake, is on why it appears some of us are losing touch with the ground. It is something which it is workable. We can repair that quickly. And next time you meet and you ask me that, Chair, I'll be able to give you all the map and names. So with that, I don't have any question to you, Chair, and the members, but to appreciate you for your time. Thank you.
Thank you. You may hand over the documents to him. We wish you a nice afternoon. If you still have time, we can take tea. Because you're the last candidate for the day, we can take tea together as we discuss the geography of Baringo.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you.
We have come to the end of this session. We want to thank members of the public for the insights and for the following up. We did get some of the questions from you, and we want to assure you that we will be objective in preparing a report. The committee will proceed to draft its report for onward transmission to the Assembly. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the evening.